Welcome back to my YouTube channel. As usual, this is All Things Livy, and today we're going to discuss the beauty standards between Nigeria and my own country, Uganda. First and foremost, I'm going to discuss colorism. Colorism is a big issue across the continent, not just the continent. I think it's a global issue. I also saw an advert so many years ago on Fair and Lovely, and they were advertising. Basically, what happened is a lady comes into this office space, and she's dark skinned, and everyone ignores her. And then she starts using this cream. After a couple of weeks, she comes back when she's a couple of shades lighter, and everyone was, they were all drawn to her. They were all googling with googly eyes towards her. So that basically tells you how bad the issue is. Not only that, I think there's also an advert in one of the Asian countries where they were showing this guy who was dark skinned, who was an African. He was put into a washing machine and he came out white. That's how terrible it is. But when you compare the two countries, I believe, or from my own personal experience, I noticed it was more pronounced in Nigeria. There's a tendency for people to bleach their skin, not only the ladies but also the gents. Even we can even see it when you look at their reality shows. Not only in their reality shows, generally most majority of their celebrities tend to do something to their skin so that they look a couple of shades lighter. This is a big concern though, and sadly there's nothing we can do about it, and just hope that people will notice that being of a certain color scheme does not make you any better than the other people. That being said, also in my country, in Uganda, people bleach. Sadly, they even tend, in both countries of course, but in my own experience, because I've seen this happening in my country, people tend to use the illegal bleaching creams. That is to say, those creams that have mercury in them, and you know the effects of mercury on your skin. So you find someone's skin turning all sorts of colors, having red patches, yellow patches, and all sorts of patches because of those kinds of creams. So it's a sad thing. But when you look at both countries, there's an issue with colorism, and people tend to be drawn to people who are more lighter than others. The other issue when it comes to beauty standards in Nigeria, yes, you have to be curvaceous to look beautiful. I think we can see it when we look at also the same reality shows that we've been seeing most. Oops, my earring fell off. That being said, give me a minute. Yes, please. As I was saying, in Nigeria, to look beautiful, you have to be really curvaceous. This can be seen by majority of their celebrities. For example, Tonto Dike, she proclaims it openly that she has done plastic surgery. She has enhanced her behind. What am I trying to say? The more you're curvaceous, the more you have a bigger round behind, the higher the chances that you will be seen as beautiful as a Nigerian beauty standard. Whereas in my country, Uganda, most of the ladies are born naturally with they're endorsed from the behind, if I could say it that way. So you'll notice that most of them will come through with their backside, and because of that, it's more of a normalized thing. It's not you do not come off as being extra, you do not come off as very beautiful, because majority of the people within the community have the same, if I would call them, assets. So it's nothing special. Ooh, assets. Ignore me. But that being said, in my country, it's very normal to have a big behind, and it's rare to get a BBL. Whereas in Nigeria, it's very common. I'm even told that if you want a very good BBL, the best plastic surgeries are found in Nigeria. That's how serious it is. And I've seen it happen. We've seen some of our celebrities, Kenyan celebrities, I won't mention names, but we've seen a couple of them go to Nigeria to get their behind enhanced. So it's a common practice. That being said, the bigger your behind is, the better the chances of you being seen as a beautiful person in Nigeria. Whereas in my country, yes, you might have a bit of privilege, but you do not obviously take that amount of being beautiful, because it's a common thing across the country. The other thing I'm going to talk about is the tendency to be drawn to makeup. When you look at Nigerians, majority of them, when they come out, when they go for parties, they have to pop. Their skin is popping. They do all sorts of makeup. They will contour, they will highlight, they will do it, and it will look amazing, that being said. all Nigerians, I think it's even a skill. They've developed the skill of makeup. Majority of them are very good at makeup. Whereas in my country, most of the girls are very natural. It's very rare to find someone with a full face beat unless they're going to go for some special occasion. Even when you go for parties, usually you do something good for yourself from home. Personally, I'm trying to learn how to do a lot of makeup, but man, it's a lot of hustle. I've done a lot of practice to be able to do what I can do right now. My point here is, as for Nigerians, it's a thing. If you're going out for a fancy party, you have to come through with your makeup. You have to be popping. Whereas in my country, it's not a big issue. Most of the girls tend to be drawn to lipstick. They'll put a bit of a lippy. They'll draw their eyebrows. A few of them will do the foundation and other things. But majority of the time, it's a lippy or a lipstick that has been applied. Whereas in Nigeria, a full face beat is a thing. Let's talk about the fashion industry. Of course, for one to look beautiful, there's a tendency to be drawn to fashionable outfits. Nigerian fashion stands out. That is seen with even their own personalities. As Nigerians, they are very loud people, they are very elegant people, people are out there. Whereas when you look at my country, people are very laid back, we are very minimalists in general. So when you look at the street fashion of Nigerians, they will tend to be drawn to items such as designer wear. You'll find majority of the Nigerians popping in designer outfits. They will wear those designer outfits. You see a Dior, you see a Gucci, you'll see all those outfits. Whereas in my country, it is very rare. We are minimalist, and we tend to just wear anything and everything as long as you look clean and well put together. Not only that, you'll notice that they tend to wear a lot of Ankara. There are a lot of fashionable Ankaras in Nigeria, whereas in my country, it's very rare to find people in Ankara. Those who do, we tended to think they were from Congo. That's how bad it is. So we do not have a lot of Ankara fashion, whereas in Nigeria, they tend to do a lot of Ankara. That being said, I'll talk about occasions. For a Nigerian to look all set to put together for their function, they'll come through. You go to a Nigerian function, before you actually go there, the groom or the bride will send out the clothes that they want. A certain color shade, what they call HOB, if I hope I'm pronouncing it right. They'll choose a certain color and everyone will have to wear that as a must. You'll come, and when you look at such pictures, let's talk about Rita Dominic's wedding. Everyone was wearing a certain shade of green as a must. Whereas in my country, it's very rare. The most common thing that people will do is maybe if they're going into a certain culture, like let's say, for example, Uganda, they'll wear gomasis, one of our cultural outfits, or kanzus for the gents. And it's not as a must. It depends. If the groom is very strict or the bride is strict about it, that is when it happens, but it's not very, very common. People tend to wear all sorts of clothes for weddings and occasions. I also want to talk about their hair. Nigerians come through with hair. They will always look well put together. They'll look for those expensive wigs. They'll rock them properly. In my country, most of the girls are naturalistas. We are, like I said, we are minimalists. We're not people who tend to be drawn to all those high-end things. So, except me, of course. I did this myself. Yes. So people tend to be very natural. With the wig industry, it's very poor. Our wig quality is poor. It's terrible, if I would say. You'll see a celebrity wearing a very cheap wig and you're shocked. With Nigerians, they come through. Their wigs are popping. They tend to wear those beautiful high-end wigs. And that being said, those are a few ideas or a few things that I've observed myself that distinguish us when it comes to the fashion industry or that comes to beauty standards. All in all, thank you so much for turning up. Thank you so much for watching my video. Till next time, bye.